that is my BMW N54 that has been running pretty well for the past few months now. I built that motor in my kitchen. And in this video, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up where we left off before, where I explained how I blew my motor. Not only am I doing that, but this will be the first motor that I built. And in this video, I'm also gonna show that it's possible to build your own engine at home and go over some highlights over what I did to get to where it's at today. You're gonna see exactly how I pulled the stock engine out of the car, and I determined that cylinder 5 was completely gone. So looking at that clip, it's pretty clear to tell that that engine was completely done for, and it would need extensive and expensive work in order to get it back up and running. I just went ahead and sourced a whole new motor. Now, after I acquired my donor car, I realized that I lost a lot of my tools in my move. So I had to go ahead and just buy a whole new set of tools because I got tired of burning hours looking for tools.
Bro.
What the?
Harbor Freight, bro. I balled out at Harbor Freight.
No more looking for tools. About work on a car all day.
We spent like $600?
Like $725.
$725. All my personal money right now.
That's a monthly paycheck.
Not only did I have to spend all the money on new tools and a lot of new equipment, I also had to buy some upgraded parts, because if I'm already going to be going into this much extreme to get this new engine up and running, I might as well like beef it up, make it stronger, make it better, make it able to handle more power. So every single option that can be upgraded for a budget, I went ahead and did it with this motor.
Zero degrees. I pulled blocks level to start epoxying.
Here we are. We're gonna use sriracha to build an engine. Can't believe I'm doing this.
Start off with dark green or mucus. We're gonna pour this in here. As soon as start going in like this, we have 25 minutes of working time. Start stirring until it turns dark blue.
Hey, hey, hey. Hey, those potatoes are looking good though. We'll need another bottle just in case it does overfill.
No, we can move the funnel back to this thing.
Oh, oh, wee. That's a nice little cut right there. All right, that's starting to fill out. All right, we're out. Today, I'm gonna take a parts car to scrap right after a workout. So, eat my muffin and my protein milk. Yeah. The end of a BMW's life, man.
My Ford car! That hurts! Yo, oh what? Oh.
Do not drop my engine. Ooh, ooh. Okay, you got, oh, damn. Okay. That's for a whole nother video. I'm gonna get my glove wet and spread it around.
Yeah.
Look at that. Comparison to that.
a little something like that so that you can go in perfectly straight. These are the other holes I did as well. You want to make sure they're perfectly at a 90-degree angle. Alright, now we're going to spray brake clean to make all that crap come out. We'll vacuum it out as well. Oh.
Take two.
All right, take three, but I wanted to make sure the turbo was primed. So in this situation, the third time was actually the charm in regards to starting the engine. Next clip you're about to see is me actually driving it for the very first time, but I did run into a little issue. So my BMW has an oil pressure sensor, which not a lot of BMWs of this generation have. It's an aftermarket add-on that I went ahead and put on when I was doing this engine install as well. But in this instance, it did go off after I was finished driving. And by the time that the sensor had gone off, it was on a low level of oil. It was losing oil pressure, but thankfully there was still a very small amount in there. I'd have to say it was about a quart of oil. And for some reason, I was just thinking about the project, and I realized that I didn't think I tightened 2 bolts to secure the bed plate to the block. I thought about it for hours and I just said, I need to drop the transmission and verify that I put these bolts. I had to go ahead, burn a whole couple hours dropping the transmission, and here's what I found.
Ready?
Yeah.
Well, hello there.
I'm so glad I thought about that.
So in this moment in time, I figured out I had a massive oil leak and I actually ran out of oil. Thankfully, the motor wasn't damaged by any means. And by the time that the sensor had gone off, it was on a low level of oil. It was losing oil pressure, but thankfully there was still a very small amount in there. I'd have to say it was about a quart of oil. And in that video, you can hear my friend telling me to turn the car off, if you listen very closely, of course. And that's because the oil feed line came off and I was losing a lot of oil. So after figuring out that my oil feed line was actually the cause of my oil leak, I went ahead and tried to fix it. And it turns out that threads were not reusable at all. I had to go ahead and spend another $90 on a whole new oil feed line adapter. Thankfully, after getting the new feed line, I was able to go ahead and piece it all together, and it worked perfectly the first try. I went ahead and drove it home that night. Now, my reasoning for including these clips here is just so you can see that it's not always perfect from the very get-go whenever you're rebuilding an engine. That's exactly what my experience was, and I wanted to just go ahead and show that, you know, this is a process and things happen and it's not always perfect. And I'm not a professional by any means. I don't do this for a living. And this takes us to where we are today. I've been driving this car for the past few months, like I've already mentioned earlier. This is very much so a BMW tuning channel at this point. I do have an N55 budget build that I'm doing. I'll go ahead and link the playlist here in this video. Now, my reasoning for using the N55 also is because it's all-wheel drive. It's a budget build. It doesn't really get in the way, but a lot of cool things are coming to that car. A lot of unique cool things are coming to it that are not on YouTube yet. And I know that because I was trying to use YouTube to like modify it, but I couldn't find any of this data anywhere. So lots of cool things coming for that. But I'm gonna do some N55 videos for the next couple of videos. And then I also have a B58 that I got my hands on as well. I'm gonna go ahead and do some videos on that as well. So if you're into BMW tuning or just tuning in general, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I like to tune. It's a hobby. I'm well invested into it for the past few years, and I'm starting to expand to things other than N54s. Now here's a few of the clips that I've gone ahead and taken so far. Can't wait to take more using this build. And not only that, once the weather dries up here in the Portland, Oregon area, I'll go ahead and actually push it to its limits. For right now, it's taking it easy. The ground's wet, it rains a lot here, and just enjoying what I can. But thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the future.